Today we're discussing about Unit 4 Assertion Rule Mining and Classification and mining frequent patterns, assertion correlation, mining methods, and mining various kinds of assertion, correlation analysis, constraint based assertion mining, classification prediction, basic consolidation tree inductions, and Bayesian classification, rule based classification, classification by propagation, support technical machine, associative classification, lazy linears, and other classification methods and prediction. These are topics we're discussing today. For mining frequent patterns, a key task that involves a discovery relationship or patterns in large data sets is especially useful in an association rule mining, learning, and market basket analysis and sequential mining. The goal is to identify that items or sets of items that occur the frequently together in the transaction or data sets. For technique of mining frequent patterns APRT algorithm based on the concept of frequent item sets generation, it is uses a bottom-up approach where the frequent subsets are extended to larger item sets. The proven candidate can item sets that don't meet the minimum support of threshold. Then if we go, we have that a more efficiency alternative to APRT algorithm. It uses a fact data structures called a tree, frequent pattern tree, to store the frequency information to avoid the generation of candidates sets of perform mining accuracy on the tree. So occult algorithm can the depth first search in the vertical depth data layer for mining frequent items. It represents the data in the form of data list, transaction ID list for the more efficient mining. For sequential pattern mining, the focus on identifying the sequences that occur the frequency over time, the useful for the time series analysis, the fixed team data and the customer behavior tracking, and the maximum frequent item sets, like and the closed frequent item sets, and maximum frequent item sets, the largest frequent item sets, and meaning and so super item terms of this is a frequent and then closed frequent item sets and item sets and where the no frequent super item sets and have been the same support. The key metrics of frequent pattern mining support confidence and drift to proportions of the transactions that contains a given item terms. The measure of how often a rule has been found to be the true, the lift how much more likely to items or the bought together the compared to be in the bot of independently. The mining frequent patterns is widely used in the retail for the market basket analysis in biometrics for the discovering the gin patterns and Zairius often fails to reveal a hidden insight from the data large data sets. The association correlation is the two key concepts in the data analysis, especially in the data mining, statistic, and machine learning, though the key distinct of mining ensues. Association refers in the rules in the relationship between the different variables or items in the data mining. Association rules are used to find the connection between the items in the data sets is commonly used in the market basket analysis to identify the patterns in the transaction like the frequency bought together. The key concept in the association rule mining support we have the number of transactions containing divided by the total number of transactions. Confidence measures how the often rules hold true. It is a probability that an item y is a bought given in the x bought in the confidence support of x of union divided by support of x. The lift measures are more likely the items to be the bought together the compared to that if they bought independently. Lift of x of y confidence due by support. If lift greater than the one indicates the positive assertion x and y, and lift one indicates the no assertion independent levels. For example, that if customer buys a bread, they are 80% likely also buy butter. Correlations can that measures to strength of directions linear relationship between the two variables, unlike that assertion, which can be relationship correlations, especially refer to how the changes in that over one variable are linear related in the changes in another. The key correlation types in the positive correlation, negative correlation, no correlation. The both variable can increases decreases together. For example, height and weight, here the excess and body fat percentage, and no correlation, the no prediction relationship between the two variables. The common correlation methods, the Pearson correlations, in that heart tends to summation of x of I and the x tends to y of my summation of divided by x of I in the whole square and y by whole square. The various range of one perfect negative correlation to one perfect positive correlation with that zero indicating the linear relationship. The Schwarzman rank correlation, the non-parametric measures that assess the rank order to relationship between the two variables useful when the relationship between the variables is not linear. Like for example, is a correlation and the positive correlation between the spend reading that exam scores and key difference between the association correlation, nature relationship association and correlation can capture that any relationship between the items often used in the categorical data and can especially measure the linear relationship between the numerical variables and measurements and evaluates how frequently two items to occur for quarterfiles in the strength and linear interaction of a linear relationship application and association and correlation used in the market basket analysis and some occurrence of a connection between the different items and variable correlations measures how two variable measures and move together in the linear fashions. The mining methods you have the classification. One is a goal you have to predict the category label. And the classification involves that assigning the items in the data predefined the classes you have using for the relation tree, navy base, and the key nearest neighbor. The clustering method you have using for the k-mean clustering, hierarchical clustering, division intensity based practical clustering application with that noise. And using the grouping of customer into the distinct segments based on the purchasing behavior. And regression, you can predict the continuous numerical values. You have the linear regression, polynomial regression, and rich and losses regression. It is a predicting house prices based on the features such as the location, size, and number of rooms. The association rule mining goal, you have to relationship between the amount types of large data sets. You can abbreviate algorithm, FP growth, you can efficient for discovering the customers who buy a milk or likely to buy also bread. The anomaly detection is to identifying the unusual data points or the outlier in the data sets. For description detection, focus on the finding the data points. For the statistical method, isolation force, KNAN and outlier detections, detecting fraudulent interaction banking, and sequential pattern mining to identify the frequently occurring sequence in the data sets for the techniques generalized sequential pattern and sequential pattern discovery using the equivalent and the prefix span and complete frequency prefix rejections analyzing the customer faces sequence determine the order of product purchases and dimensional detections we have the principal component analysis and the two distributed stochasticated neighbor embedding and the autoencoder we have the reduce the number of features in the image data sets in the while maintaining the key visual patterns and time series analysis and auto-regressive integrated moving averages and exponential smoothing in the LSTM long short-term memory. The analyze the predictive values of over time, predicting stock prices and electric demand for the next month. And the association rule mining, you have the single level association. You have the example of bread and butter for the association. And multi-level method, you have the food and bread to customer buy food and likely buy also bread. And you have using for the uniform support and reduce support. The cross-level association rules you can associate that whole wheat bread and the quantitative association rule, for example, for exceeds income on the page. The distinct method to apply it for the convert countries data into discrete intervals. And binary and non-binary association rules. You have the bread and item represent the binary form, indicating the presence or absence of a transaction. A non-binary rules you have the using for the bread and two bread and one milk. You can using for the buys two more on bread items. There are likely one buy and more milks. A negative assertion rules. We have the rules find the between the time items. We can the presence of one item to reduce a like to another. They are useful for discovering that what items don't occur the frequently transaction. Generalized assertion rules. We have that understand that overall shopping behavior focusing specific items. The sequential association rules, we have rules capture the temporal aspects and purchasing patterns, identifying the sequence in which the items are bought over time. For example, milks and eggs in the application used in analyzing customer behavior over time and predicting future purchases based on the past transaction. And that these rules involve that multiple dimension attributes. In addition to the items, we have that used a personal marketing, geographical specific recommendations. And constraint based association, I have following for that knowledge based constraint and support based constraint. I have using for that better and buy jam everything is at 20%. And weighted title relation to association rules. I have the weighted association rule different items or weight based on that important relevance. I have that scenario for using that bread and weight and milk weight. The correlation key aspect correlation coefficients rent to 1 minus 1 0 the no correlation, perfect negative correlation, positive correlation, and types of correlation: positive, negative, no correlation, significant texting, and scatter plot, and smash and rank correlation and decimal sense. The application of correlation analysis in business, health, and educations. Uh, Strong interpretation, strong correlation, moderate correlation, weak correlations, constant based association mining can operate with LP growth are typically used to identify the frequent items and that using the types of constraints, the frequency constraint, operator constraints, and the item constraint, aggregate constraints, and pattern constraint, domain knowledge constraint. And again, benefits you can efficiency, relevance, and the customability. And the classification, we have the definition of key construct classes and classifier and common algorithm decision tree. And the Navy base and support the permission, KNS neighbor, neural networks for application, the email filtering and medical diagnosis and image recognition, evaluation metrics, reference score, and prediction. And I can using for the regression time series forecasting and linear regression, polynomial regression, decision tree, random network and neural networks. An application sales forecasting without predicting risk assessment, evaluation metric and using for the mean absolute error, mean squared error, or square. It can comparison between the classification prediction. It can the purpose to be that common building a model for the based on the higher historical data from the information new data. And decision tree inductions here using for the root node, internal node, and leaf node. For the padding criteria, you can attribute selection measures, common mean, Gini index, and informal gain ratio, and tree induction process overfitting and underfitting. For the advantages, you can using the interpretability, non-linear relationship, no need for data normalization. And the disadvantages overfitting and bias towards the features and the instability. And thank you for watching this video.